This is the Geoffrey and Richie Show. All sports, all talk.
Hello there, and welcome to the Geoffrey and Richie Sports Show, your weekly sports podcast. I'm Richie Benno. Thanks for tuning in and, of course, for downloading. I'd like to introduce, even if I could say it, which isn't easy, my colleague Geoffrey Boycott. Good morning, Geoffrey.
Morning, Richie. Morning, everybody.
It's customary for me to ask how are you at this stage, so I'll keep that tradition going. How are you?
Do you want the truth or, well, a lie?
I'll have a lie.
I'm doing very, very well, thank you.
You're the man.
Thanks for asking.
This is good stuff. Now, your levels of preparation this week are off the chart, aren't they?
No, yeah, I've beaten previous records.
You really have. But this week we're going to do a special show. Rather than do a little bit of everything, as we like to do, then we're just going to concentrate on football for this show. We're going to kind of break down the Premier League and where we see it going for the rest of the season. Maybe touch upon Champions League, maybe touch upon FA Cup. But, I mean, the Premier League really, really is exciting this year. There's it's basically down to three areas. Wouldn't you say, Geoffrey? I mean, three areas of interest.
I'd have to agree. There's obviously the three-way title race, the four-way race for fourth, and then the relegation battle, which a lot of sides seem to be involved in.
Yeah, too many.
Indeed, obviously including one of your loves.
Yeah, exactly. One of my few loves. Well put. So, yeah, I think we'll start with the championship. The actual title itself. I mean, it's very close, isn't it, at the moment? What is there, 2 points between the three of them? Something like that?
There's 4 points between the three of them.
Okay.
So close.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think Arsenal, I believe, have got, on paper, the easier run-in, haven't they?
Well, they have. I mean, you'll be pleased to know, Geoffrey, that some of my preparation this week does involve actually looking at the fixtures for the rest of the season. Yeah, I mean, Arsenal, they've got to play Wolves at home. Tricky one being Tottenham away, but then it's Wigan, Man City at home is tricky, but you know at home they should do well, and then Blackburn away and Fulham at home. You can't. I mean, it's conceivable, and in fact they're the only one of the top three that can actually win all their remaining games. Well, I mean that's nonsense, but what I mean by that is that Chelsea and Man United play each other.
They do.
So obviously Arsenal
Saturday.
They do, yeah. Arsenal do have that. Have that there. I mean, do you see them dropping points at all? Can you see them going or the rest of the Premier League season undefeated?
Are we talking about Man United or Chelsea here?
Arsenal. Sorry, apologies, Arsenal.
They've got Spurs, haven't they?
Yeah.
They're certainly facing Spurs and Man City. So those are clearly the toughest games. Other than that,
I think if the City game was away, I think that would be a real tricky one. The fact that it's at home, I mean they should do it.
They should. I mean they've got unfortunately a number of injuries at the moment. Obviously Fabregas got quite a serious injury last night. Van Persie, I believe, is on the way back, which will be crucial for them. But I still think he's a way away from actually full match fitness.
Yeah, they're saying he's going to train again in the next week or two. And I mean, what we got just over a month left, 5 weeks left of the season. It's not really going to, how much of an impact is he going to make? Because he may not be back ready to actually play. I mean, we're not even talking starting, just starting, being on the bench, maybe for the next 3 or 4 weeks. So how much of an impact he's going to have is debatable.
I don't know to what extent Arshavin's injured also, because he went off last night. Gallas is out for the rest of the season, but then they've sort of done without him for most of the season anyway. So it'll be interesting. I mean, the injuries will obviously hinder them. I can't see Fabregas being back anytime soon, and he's obviously their talisman. So again, that could affect things.
I mean, there's rumours that they're talking about he's out for the season.
I mean, he did look in trouble last night. I mean, a talismanic performance, if that's the word.
But yeah, he was awesome last night. But yeah, it's going to be tricky. I think Arshavin, they're talking about 2 or 3 weeks. I don't think that's quite as major as Gallas and Fabregas, as you say. I mean, yeah, Fabregas does make them tick, but I mean, in fairness, last night, I mean, their midfield looked awesome. I think the trio of realised he moved back. Centre back after Gallas went off, but the trio of Song, Danielson and Diaby, they just look so powerful, so good on the ball. Yes, Fabregas makes them tick, and he has a bit more of a ability to unlock the defence, maybe. But he is, the three of them together I don't think they lose too much. Certainly in terms of conceding, and the way they play, they're always going to create chances. As I say, Fabregas is important to him, but I can't see him dropping too many points. For me, it's the Spurs away, and they play them on a Wednesday night under the lights at White Hart Lane. North London derby. That's going to be quite an occasion, I would suspect. And I mean, if Arsenal go there and pick up the 3 points, then they really have got a very, very good chance of winning all the remaining games. And if they do that, then it does obviously puts the pressure on. But it's highly likely as well. Unfortunately, maybe we'll come on to this a little bit later, that the European involvement may not last too much longer past next week.
That's true.
And then it will kind of go on from there. But as I say, it's quite conceivable that if they pick up the full points available, be 18 from here, they'll end up on 86 points. Now, if we're going to talk Chelsea and Man United, they play each other this weekend. I mean, it's difficult not to link this in, but talk me through your thoughts about Rooney. I kind of feel a bit partially responsible.
Yeah, I mean, for a long time now, we have sort of kind of said how important he is going to be to certainly England in respect of the World Cup campaign, and we've been praying that he won't pick up an injury. And indeed, when he went down in the final minutes against Bayern Munich, you did fear the worst. And indeed, the fact he was pounding the ground in frustration, you thought, maybe we had again.
I think your text
realised their full jinx.
Your text to me at the time said it all. I'm not sure I can repeat it on air, but we were actually having a text conversation about something completely different, and all you put was OMG and then some swear words. Rooney's down.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly didn't look great. Now the scan results have come back, and they're saying that it's, I think, minor ligament damage to the ankle and possibly out for 4 weeks. Obviously, from an England point of view, that is good news. He does
seem to be a fast healer. The injuries he's had before. He's obviously got youth on his side. He's strong as an ox and everything else. And I think Ferguson's spoken quite openly about the passion with which he plays and trains, and he just can't calm him down. He only knows one way. And if he brings that attitude and mental toughness to his short rehab that he's going to have, he may well be back in. If he's back in 3 weeks. I mean, we don't start till June 12th, I think it is. So there's 2.5 months yet. I don't see it being an issue unless he comes back too soon and re-aggravates it. But I just can't see that happening.
But obviously, who it will be an issue to is Manchester United.
Yes, it really will be.
Given that they've got Owen injured, also it literally is dependent upon Berbatov, I suppose, leading the line.
Yeah, not great for them, is it?
No, I mean, obviously he isn't a terrible player, but since he's gone to Man United, he hasn't quite delivered, certainly in respect of his transfer value. But, I guess from Alex Ferguson's point of view, this will be, a crucial time in respect of Berbatov and how valuable he is, and whether he can actually, do the business for Manchester United and lead them to the title.
Geoffrey and Richie.
If you'd like to download the full version of this edition of the Geoffrey and Richie Sports Show, including the race for the Championship, race for the final Champions League spot, and the relegation from the Premier League, and including 1 or 2 other football issues as well, please do download the full version at iTunes. We are the Geoffrey and Richie Sports Show. You can email us. Our email address is geoffreyandrichie@hotmail.co.uk. Do check out our blog. The web address is www.geoffreyandrichie.libsyn.com. You can find us on Facebook, and we're on Twitter too. The username is GNR_podcast.
This is the Geoffrey and Richie Show. All sports, all talk.